Welcome to Go Math Lesson 1.8. Today we looked at problem solving, and we looked at the problem solving method of drawing a diagram to figure out a problem. Let's take a look at problem number 1. Hot air balloons are able to fly at very high altitudes. A world record height of 64,997 feet was set in 1988. In 2005, a new world record of 68,986 feet was set. How many feet higher was the 2005 record than the 1988 record? First thing we're going to do is draw a diagram. Now it says that the 2005 was higher, so we're going to label our diagram with 2005 here because if that is higher, that would be our longer box. They said that in 2005 it was 68,986 feet. So in 1988 it was 64,997 feet. This spot right here is the difference between the two. And if you just look at the picture, it's the difference in the length of the two bars as well. Where it says how many feet higher in the problem, it's asking us to find the difference. So the next step is we solve the problem. Let's write it as an equation. Remember, an equation has an equal sign. So 68,986 minus 64,997 equals unknown. We don't know what it is yet, so we can put a box in to represent our unknown. So we can come over to the side and we start solving. 68,986 minus 64,997. Let's start subtracting. We can't do our first subtraction, so we come over here. The 8 becomes a 7. The 6 becomes 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. I can't take 9 from 7, so the 9 becomes an 8. The 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 8 subtract 9 we can't do, so over here this 8 becomes a 7. This becomes 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. 6 minus 6 is 0. So the difference between the two is 3,989 feet. And that makes sense because if we were to do a quick estimate, this is about 68,000 and this is 64,000, and the difference between those two would be 4,000, and our answer right here is very close to 4,000. So that's how we set up the diagram to solve this. Let's look at number 4. This one we're going to set up a diagram again, but this one's a little bit different. There were 665 hot air balloon pilots at a hot air balloon race. There were 1,550 more ground crew members than there were pilots. How many ground crew members were there? So we know that there were 665 pilots. There were 1,550 more ground crew members. But the question is asking us how many ground crew members are there, so we don't know how many yet. So if we draw our diagram, we have two boxes, one longer than the other, and then our difference between the two amounts. So it says there are 665 hot air balloon pilots, but there are 1,550 more ground crew. So we know that the ground crew is more, but we don't know how many yet. So this would make this box the pilots. So we'll put 665 pilots here. We know that the difference between the two is this number right here where they say 1,550 more. So we'll fill that into our difference box. So in order to find out how many ground crew there are, we're going to put the 665 together with the 1,550. The two smaller pieces go together to form the larger one. So this becomes an addition problem. And let's add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Carry the 1. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Carry the 1. And we end up with 2,215 ground crew pilots. So when we write our answer, we are sure to put our label on, and these are ground crew. And our picture clearly displays that the 2,215 ground crew members are 1,550 more than our 665 pilots.